What does this say? No. Yeah, do X maybe? No. Nope. Cancel. Oh yeah, it went away.
Perfect.
Is it too dark? You may want to open the thing here. No, I think it's okay. The color, it's not too dark, right guys? Because if I turn this light on, it's going to hurt my eyes.
I think we're fine.
Fine? All right. Oh, faces are dark, but it's okay. Hello, everybody. Hey, Laura. Perfect. Thank you, Ava. Ava, beautiful.
Yeah, I got the comments here. We can turn them off.
Oh, there,
on
I
our
can
phone.
see it. Amazing. Crystal Heart Awakening. You're beautiful too, Suzanne. It's so amazing to connect like this. We're loving these lives. Siman and I have had a really hectic day, but in a very good way. So we literally have not prepared for this in the sense I'll tell you about our day. It's been jam-packed. Where am I looking here?
Yeah, here.
I've been looking at the wrong place. Okay, there. You see, we're still like, we just turned on the camera and now we're going to adjust and we're going to recalibrate to what needs to come through. So
As you can tell, the energies have been very high.
Yeah. This morning, he was woken up at 4:30 a.m. You want to tell that story quickly?
Yeah, I was woken up at 4:30 a.m. and there was a beam of light that was shown into my head. And I felt like the first sensation I had was my eyes open and I felt, oh, it's dawn. It's daybreak. And I felt like, okay, open the windows and look outside and I'm like checking the time and it's 4:30 and it's completely dark outside. And I'm thinking, where is this beam of light coming from? And it was so interesting. It was being beamed from my mothership, from the Syrian mothership. And they're literally waking me up to prepare, ask me to go to my laptop and work on music for 3 hours. And I literally have been doing that nonstop for the past 3 or 4 weeks because the energy that we're going to be bringing through the sound frequencies.
He's talking about the solstice.
In our December 21st event, it's all going to be programmed by the higher guides, by the angelics, by seraphim frequencies. So sound is a 7th dimensional technology. And this technology is coming back to planet Earth. In the past, we used to have Jedi priests in Atlantis who used to be specialists in the sound healing to the extent that you could fall off a cliff and the sound healing and combined with crystal healing can rebuild your arm. It could rebuild your whole body to its original divine blueprint. So all of these technologies, right now we're only working with the higher etheric bodies in the sound realm, but very soon it's going to become physical, like you can manifest with sound, sonic frequencies mixed with electromagnetic frequencies. So all of different dimensions of reality are now coming together. And these technologies that we're now learning of in our consciousness are not new. These are all technologies that we've had in the times of Atlantis, in our peak days 50,000 years ago, all the way up to 25,000 years ago. So it's not that this is new to Earth. It feels new to us, but we've all had those past lives where we were these priests and shamans and priestesses. And we all used to have amazing powers, and we're just now remembering this. So when I think of all of these technologies coming back, it excites me, but it also awakens a memory of ancient past. And when you start to awaken more of these memories, you begin to remember that you're not just this current incarnation. You are a soul who has walked hundreds and thousands of lives, and all of those lives are somewhere compartmentalized in the beingness of all who you are. And you, if you focus back to your source, into your unified heart chakra, you're going to realize that you can access the wholeness of who you are. You're not just this one personality that you think is Mary or is Tim. It doesn't matter who you think you are. You are a totality that is way grander than even you can imagine. But when we start to connect back with our soul, and we start operating from the soul, we literally see our life as a bystander, like a bystander. Like you feel like you're a pedestrian walking the street and looking at yourself with neutrality. And your life becomes like a dreamlike story, but you also realize that because you're connected with spirit, you can start weaving your own imagination and creating the story. You're not just subject to the story. So you start operating from the soul level and send your commands with your words and affirmations to the universe. And all of this is created before your eyes. And I'm not just speaking theoretically, this is how we live our lives. The current reality where Eldora and I are just traveling the world and we're unlimited and in our abundance, in our income streams, and we are doing what we love to do. This is all what we had meditated on and visualized day after day after day. We did it like work. And when you flood your subconscious mind with all of these affirmations and you are in the happiness vibration that all of this has already occurred, that it's already here, that happiness frequency is the key. Then you become a magnet for that reality. So this was created before our very eyes and it didn't take long. We both used to be in corporate jobs and now we're living the life of our dreams. And this was all created by the mind, the thought, and thought becomes manifest into physical reality.
So profound. And that's what I love about these lives. That was not planned. I just asked him to
That
tell
just
you
came
about a
through.
simple thing that, yeah, that's what I love about these lives. So all your energies are mixing with our energies, and this is a unique transmission that comes out, which is why our lives, you guys like them so much more than even our old videos. I mean, somebody even said to us recently, every time we think you've hit a high, you guys hit a new high. And then I think, okay, they've hit a new high, and then you hit a new high.
Yeah,
Somebody told us that recently.
That's also called ascension.
Yes.
Because you can see our evolution and you can see your own evolution reflected through us. Because we're just the first wavers who are raising our vibration, and the ones who've been working on this for at least the last couple of years and clearing their stuff up, clearing your chakras. Now we're those ones who are ready to ascend. The first wavers who are going to ascend are now being prepared.
Yes.
So I definitely feel Eldora and I are on that path, and for us the physical fitness is the priority number one to get on that path. So but we're very motivated because it feels like we're going to the final ring of the elevator in this ascension, and we're the ones who are who get the honor to be the groundbreakers for humanity. We're the, like, sort of speaking, the first ones who step on the 5D turf and we create that bridge of light. And everything that we do through our experience is just going back and blazing trails of new realities in consciousness that are literally sending a bridge back to 4D and 3D. And we're creating this reality as a bridge to 5D. Because 5D Earth is another realm. It's not just that this Earth evolves and it becomes 5D Earth. That would take hundreds of years. 5D Earth is like stepping through a looking glass, stepping through a mirror, like a magical mirror, and you're suddenly into a new reality. So 5D Earth is actually, there's a template of that running already. And it's running not somewhere far away in the galaxy or the solar system, it's actually running on top of Earth. So it's all frequential. We are able to access 5D consciousness because we keep our thoughts clear. We're always sending good vibes to each other. We're avoiding anything that's negative or bringing our vibration down.
And we're in gratitude. And we take ownership of our actions and we keep our ego in check. So we do the work. And that's what keeps us in that frequency.
And that means we can tap into this reality creation system that's above this 3D matrix. And we have all the controls. It feels like we're sitting in our own spaceship and sending commandments of whatever we want to create. So that's what we're creating. And also wanted to add that it's so magical how Eldora and I went through all of our life's experiences to this current point. And what I mean by that is that in the upcoming event that we're planning, the House of Ra Dance party and the sacred ceremony for solstice, what we're finding out is that every single skill, talent, and ability that we've learned in our 3D past is now helping us.
Has brought us to
Yeah.
this day.
Exactly.
Literally. You know how...
Tell them about your experience.
You know how,
all of it
guys,
came
we
together.
all, okay, so you know how we all think about this time in our lives when we would have just made it? We would have, this is all, by the way, completely unplanned. We haven't even started the video yet. This is like totally, whatever we're talking about is being channeled and you guys are creating this because it's literally coming out of us. So where was I with that?
Like
I was-
how all of our experiences
Yes.
got us here.
Yes. So you know how we always think of, as humans, we always say, okay, there's one day, one magical day when we would have just made it, meaning we would have mastered love, gratitude, all these basic lessons. We would have mastered most of the advanced, intermediate lessons and even some of the advanced lessons. And so our whole reality would have shifted. Siman and I thought of that reality, and just 2 days ago it hit us. Siman actually brought it up and I was like, holy shit, you're so right. It really reflected to us that right now, ever since we've made it to Florida, this is bigger than we think, because everything that we defined in our we've made it category, we're there now in this timeline. And Siman said to me yesterday, this is making me a bit emotional because of how fast we're going and how we hit the ground running in Florida. How we got guidance to leave Costa Rica and we just packed everything and we left.
Within 5 days of getting the guidance.
And it takes a lot of courage to do that, because we had bought YouTube equipment, we had bought DJ equipment, we had bought kitchen equipment, we had bought so many things and we couldn't think about all that. It was a timeline cut for us. So we just left. And as soon as we came here, we had no idea. Of course, Florida, is crazy. The rents are ridiculous. I'm talking ridiculous. Like everything here is very, very expensive because of the boom. Everyone's here. But we're so proud of ourselves. We hit here and we saw the rents were like 5 times more than any other city, maybe 10 times more even. Like if you get something for 2,000 in your city, it'll be 10,000 here. Let me put that in perspective, or more. But we're so proud of ourselves because we hit the ground running. We had no lack. We've mastered our abundance. We've mastered our not being in lack. And so this whole thing was easy for us, so easy that we've hit the ground running, and our guides are already giving us our very first project. And honestly, Siman and I have never really stopped to honor ourselves for how in surrender we truly are. We don't stop. We just take for granted how amazing we are, and this is something that your love is bringing out for sure. But it's absolutely beautiful. And you know why I share this with you guys? It's because every single one of you is walking right towards this dream timeline. This dream timeline is so beautiful. It's everything that you're imagining today, but one day you're going to be in that timeline, and right now you're en route to it if you're not already in it. You're en route to it. Siman and I were talking yesterday. We said, didn't we discuss a year ago that it would be a dream timeline if, and we put a few things. We said, we really need help. It would be amazing to have an executive assistant that takes care of everything for us, like our bookings, our personal appointments, our spa appointments, everything, researching, getting us venues, finding us doctors, finding us dentists, finding us gyms, like you name it, booking us chiropractor appointments, like talking to venues, negotiating with venues, like the works. And we just talked about it yesterday, and we said we manifested Lisa, who's our amazing EA, like 4 or 5 months ago. We didn't even stop to realize that these are all manifestations of our dreams and ambitions put in prayer, put in intentional ceremony. And then there were so many things. We were like, oh my God, we made this, we made this, we made this, and we didn't even realize
Exactly.
it. And they had also, our guides had said to us that your highest timeline out of all your buckets, because you have the Melchizedek Mystery School, you have the ENS brand, you have House of Ra. Our guides had always said to us, always, this was a very strong message from day one, saying the House of Ra timeline is a very high timeline, and you guys are not ready for it yet. You're not a vibrational match
Meaning
to it
we're
yet.
not ready for it
Meaning
yet.
we weren't a match to that House of Ra timeline.
Until Lionsgate, which just jumped us out of this past timeline.
Whew.
Literally, all of Earth on Lionsgate was cut off from that past 3D, 4D matrix and inserted into a higher matrix that is already 5D, and you're just coming up to it. We're now in the matrix where everything from the old begins to fall away, and everything that is of new Earth begins to appear in the reality of those who know how to create their own reality. Because in truth, we're always creating our own reality. And it's amazing how the universe interweaves all these events in our lives to create something maybe 10 years from now, 20 years from now. So pay attention to all of the signs that the universe is giving you. That's very important. Many people say we don't get guidance. Eldora and Saman, would you make a video on how to amplify your guidance? We would love to do that. But basically, the biggest thing that we see in the collective, in people who have not yet accessed their guidance, is that they're constantly receiving messages that are mixing up with their 3D messages and are just getting lost in the mail. So their mind is so surrounded by news and all of the garbage that they don't need to really be aware of for their own well-being. They don't need to know that. So in essence, you're becoming a garbage truck for useless, repetitive thoughts, usually induced by TV and mass media.
Yes.
It's actually organized hypnotism, which you're subjugating yourself to.
And it's not just the clutter. It's not just that. So that's one aspect of it. How cluttered is your mental body? How cluttered is your emotional body? It's not just the clutter. One aspect of it is, as he said, the TV, the news, the junk, even watching constant, when your head wants to know more and your head wants to know what's going on in the political world. I'm just making this up, but it doesn't feed your soul, and you still keep going down that rabbit hole because your ego wants more. You just start becoming too thick for guidance to flow through. That's one aspect. So guidance is literally coming through in a whisper. It can only come through when your energy field is clear without the emotional debris.
It's like having a water filter, which is your mind.
Yes.
It's supposed to clarify thoughts, not become a garbage can for them. So it's like having a water filter that's completely clogged up with black goo. These are all your thoughts.
Yes.
So when the guidance tries to come, it can't get through this black goo. You have to clear your mind, and that's why meditation is the most important thing you can do for beginners. But most beginners have a struggle with meditation.
Yeah.
That was funny, actually. I was trying to hold it in.
What did you do?
The whole experience was just funny.
Yeah.
So, in the beginning, you'll have many people complaining or getting frustrated with themselves because, oh my God, I can't meditate. What am I supposed to do? That's the biggest question after you begin awakening. So the best advice I can give you guys is that do whatever works for you. Okay? Don't get into any paradigm or any spiritual teacher telling you to do this, to do that. If you feel like meditating with a meditation with words, there's tons of them on YouTube. If you feel like just divine 532 hertz frequencies, there's tons of those. So just tune in. If you just like plain silence with a candle, just tune into what carries you into that stillness. There has to be one thing. It could even be a walk in nature. That could be your meditation. So get out of this mind-created matrix that you have to do this or do that.
There are so many kinds of meditations, like transcendental and this and that, and everybody's trying to achieve something.
Yeah.
But meditation is really as simple as just sitting on a park bench and getting lost, staring at the wilderness, staring at the birds, just listening to those little chirps and those little droplets. That's meditation. That's it. Spirituality is so simple.
And people are thinking they're seeking after some transcendental experience, like an aha moment after which the whole universe becomes one within them. But that's far from the truth. What actually happens in meditation is that you forget yourself. When you go deep enough into the beta the delta and the theta waves. If you go deep enough into the meditation, you can reach a point of stillness where nothing exists. Like everything becomes a blank canvas. Not even the reality in front of you exists. And this may be a different experience for each one of us. We just blank out for a split second, and that split second is God. You become one with God, and that is such a profound experience that you begin to crave it. So meditation is not something you have to do. It's something that becomes like your honeypot. You just crave it at 3 p.m.
Yes.
So it's what opens the fountain of unlimited creation also within you. So it feels like everything is light within your aura, and you can create anything you want with your desires because you are God's source. You become one with God, and that fountain cannot be, that gush cannot be stopped by anything. You can't undo, you cannot undo it. Did I say that right?
Yes. Yeah, we started this whole story off by saying that he was woken up at 4:30, we went to the gym, we went out for breakfast.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that light.
Yeah, what happened to that light then?
I don't know.
Yeah, so the light came, and basically the point...
light was actually lighting up my whole third eye, and I realized it was our guides, and that's when we went into the sound theories. But basically, they're waking me up to work on music for 3 hours every night, from like crazy hours. And they're saying that the frequency that they're building up through the sound that's coming through on December 21st has to be very high because of the magnitude of the people who are coming in. You all should give a credit to yourself, because the ones who are arriving at this event to be in the physical, to be in ceremony, to be in dance, to be in joy of being free and just a celebration of love, those are the people who are the divine angels of earth, who are going to be one of the groundbreakers in creating 5D frequencies on earth.
Not to say that those who don't come or who can make it or who don't...
Not to say that at all.
Not to say that at all. And
those
a lot
who
of people...
come in the physical are going to be anchoring the light. Those who are supporting from the etheric or astral plane, they're going to be holding space for us.
Yes.
So
we're the
all
ground crew.
Creating a very powerful event, and we're going to be anchoring a 5D vibration. And it's going to be very strong, so be prepared.
Yes.
It's going to be fun.
So yes, we haven't even started here. We have 325 people in the house. Friday night, we thought it would be a good time to chat with all of you. I did want to complete my thought on something that Siman mentioned. So one part of guidance not coming through is because of the fact that there's too much clutter in your head, which we just covered. There's also a second part. What the guides are saying is that many of you are in your comfort zone. You're so in your comfort zone that when the guidance comes in, you turn a deaf ear to it, because doing what your guides are asking you to do is too tough for you. So soak that in. This is huge. Your guides are saying that many of you are receiving the clear knock, the clear message of what it is you need to do, of what it is you need to let go of what it is you need to change in your lifestyle. They're telling me that you're getting guidance quite clearly on what's wrong with many of your relationships and why you're settling and what lack you're vibrating that's keeping you in this relationship that doesn't serve you. I'm talking to many of you right now who are with partners that are completely asleep, and it's not about them being asleep or awake. You can be compatible with a person who is asleep as long as there is soul evolution going on in both parties. And I'm channeling this right now. I'm speaking from a higher source. So what your guides are saying to many of you watching is that if you're in a partnership that doesn't serve you, the only way you can test if this soul contract is alive or not, they're saying, is based on whether you're the only one growing in the relationship, or you both are, you and your spouse both are growing, you both are evolving. Because as long as you both are evolving, your soul contract is still active. If you are evolving and him or her is stagnating and you're still in this relationship, your guides want you to question what it is you're holding on to. Why aren't you leaving this person when you know that you have a whole Disneyland of 5D bliss waiting for you out there, And this is completely your guide speaking to you right now. I don't even know what I'm saying.
I
Right?
just got the other half.
None
of
of
that
this is
download.
in our plan for today. So one other thing, they're saying, and another thing we talked about in the last video, the guides are once again reiterating this. What they're saying is, this is, this is coming through again. Many of you many of you are hiding your reality. The guides always like the fact that we speak very clearly. They're like, you don't mince words, you just say it bluntly. And they're telling me right now, that's what we mean. So I don't remember what I just said, but the guides said that's what you guys
We should
needed to
come with
hear.
a warning sign that you may not like the truth.
Yeah.
Because we just spit the truth.
No, they love the truth. Oh my God,
That's
these
why
guys,
they-
come on. You
that's
guys
why you guys
love
love
the
it.
truth, right? You guys love the truth. Exactly. I
Because
love
you're
it.
warriors, that's
You
why.
are warriors. Mindy, are you the one who booked your tickets already? That was funny. That was amazing. I love being blunt. Yes. So yeah, I lost my train of thought, but basically what they're saying is that guidance is coming through, and when guidance comes through, like for us, Siman and Elder, they're right now telling me to give you this example, that when we get guidance, it's the hardest thing to just follow. For some people, it's the hardest thing. When we were in Costa Rica, we had paid for another 3 months of rent, and we had booked a cottage for a month in the jungle, overlapping. So when we got guidance saying, okay, pack everything and go to Florida and go now, because this is a timeline cut, and our souls were miserable. If we were in lack, we would have held on to that timeline and said, no, Florida is too expensive. We don't want to do this. We don't want to listen to our guidance. We're just going to stay in. We could have chosen the comfort route, because there's a comfort route for that your ego loves you to stay in, because that's secondary or tertiary timeline. And then there's a primary route. To get to the primary route, every time it needs courage. Every single time we have timeline jump, we've always had to have courage. We've always had to have an abundant mindset and never be in
Feels
lack.
like jumping out of a plane, to be honest.
It's like you're jumping out of a plane and then another plane catches you and it takes you higher. And it gets very easy, but your guides want you to know that your guides are speaking to you. And some of you are resisting it. If you know that your physical body, and I'm again getting this for some of you, if you know that your physical body is not in good shape, and you just know that you're out of shape. I'm speaking to, I think, the majority of people watching right now, because the energy of this is huge, what's coming through. If you know that you need to get to the gym, if you know that you need to eat clean, if you know that you need to detox and clear out your system, because your body is your ticket to earth. Your body is your ticket to new earth. Without your body, you're nothing. And I've learned that the hard way. Your body is your temple. They teach you that, but nobody teaches you what the hell that means. Body is your temple. What the hell does that even mean? It literally means that you can be a superstar for all you want, but when your body is in pain and your body doesn't support you and your body cracks down and your body is so obese that it can't even hold you, and why are you obese? Because you've got so much emotional debris and so much trauma. And why do you have all this trauma, and why haven't you done anything about it? Maybe it's because you're so in lack that you don't want to spend a few $1,000s to see the top healers who can help you heal this trauma. You don't want to take courses that'll help you. You don't want to take any, spiritual courses. You don't want to go to spiritual events because you're in lack. So the guides are speaking to a whole spectrum of people and showing you how every single limiting belief you have, every time you're in lack, it's literally that belief system is pulling a new reality to you that's not your highest reality. And that's how important it is right now to go through every aspect of your life. And literally, there's no two ways about it. An abundant mindset says, that's what I want. And I'm really, really happy this is coming through, because this is a very powerful, this particular teaching can change your lives. Okay, this energy is intense. I lost my train of thought.
I know, it's very intense. Even I'm catching myself.
Yeah,
when
it's
you
quite
were talking
intense.
about one example,
Yes.
I got the other half of the download is, one was like, if you know that the relationship is not like evolving at the same pace, then you know that there's going to be an imbalance. But the other half of this point of view is that what if I'm talking to the ones, I'm speaking to all of you who are waiting for a partner. So you think you're waiting for a partner by not ascending as quickly as you could. Do you understand? So there's a lot of people out there who are saying, I'll sacrifice myself by going slow, by just treading my feet very slowly so that my partner can evolve. But you don't realize that, you know how they teach you in CPR that you have to give yourself oxygen first, then you can help? What you're doing is that you're keeping yourself in 4D, rather negative 4D, because this is a low frequency. You're not doing any evolution work to wait for something that hasn't happened yet. So you're basically kidding yourself.
Okay, and
I just want to finish
and
this
right
quickly.
after that, yes, something's coming through.
Yeah.
I have to say that.
So you're waiting for someone, but you are actually drowning with them. And that's being blunt. So being very clear that if you are waiting for someone so that they can ascend with you, you're both basically wasting your life.
Okay, hold on. It's coming through and I don't want to forget.
Fine.
And what they're saying is that if you're slowing yourselves to save your partner, what I'm saying to you is that you're kidding yourself. The truth of the matter is you're lazy. The truth of the matter is that you're scared. The truth of the matter is that you're a victim. The truth of the matter is you're living in lack. The truth of the matter is that you're not ascending because you don't love yourself enough. You're not ascending because your self-worth is down. You're choosing the descension timeline because you have no self-worth. You have no self-love. You don't have any sense of self. You've lost yourself in the matrix. And I'm saying to you, it's not too late to wake up right now. You are way too precious. You are so precious. The fact that our hearts have all brought us to this space shows us all how precious this connection is. And you're way too precious to be wasting your life. Right now, the guides are saying there's no time to waste. This is a wake-up call for anyone that is not in complete divine alignment. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? You've got a golden ticket waiting for you right now. You've got a golden ticket. And all you have to do is focus on yourself and not be ashamed of who you are. When you watch our channel, you might have a different vibe, but how are you when you're at work? Are you ashamed of your spirituality, or do you proudly wear it on a badge of, yes, own it. Don't preach.
Be okay with being different.
Be okay with being different. Like, you know what I mean? Like, let's not get lost in the crowd.
We're gonna create our own world anyway. We're all normal, so it doesn't matter.
Okay, so let's start off with the video, with the energy update now. We haven't even started. All of that was amazing. It was so, did you want to say anything about that?
Yeah, I was getting another part of what you were saying is that we always like zigzag like this. So what she was saying was that, what are you waiting for, right? Like if you know you have to ascend, don't kid yourself. The other part of it is that a lot of people are holding on to their partner thinking that, oh my God, like this is what it is, like till death do us part. But at the same time, they're not able to be themselves with their partner. So it's also saying that you're playing small so that you can keep the status quo in your relationship. So you can still hold on to a relationship where you were a past version of who you have become. Do you understand? So in fact, you also know that if you revealed all of who you are now, that person, your partner, may start judging you. They may start calling you kook. They may say, oh my God, I need to get you checked out, or this, what's wrong with you? You never used to speak like this, right? You know that's going to happen. At the same time, you need to equate further and realize that if you know that your partner is not accepting you for who you are in your totality, then you guys are in different frequencies. There's no love frequency. You're not even meeting each other heart to heart. He's here and you're there. So basically, or vice versa. So basically what happens is that we keep kidding ourselves to hold on to the status quo and keep things the same. And this could be the same for your job that you don't want to get fired from or whatever. Like it's always these entanglements that we think this is what we need for our survival and safety because this is the only thing I have known for the past foreseeable years. So that also becomes your tether to 3D because if you want to go down with a sinking ship, it's your choice, but at the end of the day, you have a choice to ascend.
Yes.
Not everyone is meant to ascend, and that's okay.
Yeah.
So letting go of all tethers and just moving on.
Yes, I love that. Everything right now has to be questioned. Your relationship, especially your relationships.
Your
especially.
relationship with yourself is key.
Yes.
Are you speaking your truth wherever you go?
Yes.
Or are you still wearing different masks?
Yes.
We can't be masked anymore.
Right.
Take off the masks.
Yes,
It's
we
about time.
exactly completely take off the mask. That's coming in very strong because
Take
of how
off the
powerful.
personalities that we keep on pretending to be, and
Yes.
just be who you are, the fierce warrior, god, goddess who you are everywhere you
Yes.
go. That's just who you are.
Yes,
You're a
I love
badass.
that. Yes. Oh my God, that was amazing. I love that. I love the energy that's
Let's
coming
talk
through.
about the
Let's talk about
energy-
sex, baby.
That too.
Who wants
We'll
to
do
talk
that
about
soon.
sex? Let's talk about you. Everybody's gonna say yes.
Yeah,
Okay, what do
exactly.
you want to talk about?
Okay, I want to talk about the back of the head upgrades that
Thank
came
you.
in.
Okay, so I'm gonna okay, we need, what is this? We need some tissue, but it's fine. I can use this paper.
Fine.
I just spilled juice. Okay. All right. So many of you, including me, oh my God, have been feeling extreme pain in the back of your heads,
Or
right?
pressure.
Pain, I mean like pain, pressure, a lot of pain in the back. Many of you have been feeling this. I made a video a few videos ago telling you guys that this was happening to me. Saman's going to talk about the scientific stuff, but let me tell you this right now. Humanity is being upgraded in the chakra system. Many of you are operating on your higher chakras, and many of you are still operating in your basics. You're mastering your 7 basic chakras. We'll go into it in a little bit. Many of you are working through everything that you've gone through in life, every trauma, every limiting belief, every emotional disassociation is lodged in your chakras, which is why many of you may have trouble speaking and expressing your truth because your throat chakra is blocked. It's blocked with all your traumas.
It could be trauma, or sometimes it could even be implants and devices that were placed
Maliciously.
empirically, and
Maliciously.
dimensional devices that are not easy to just remove through Reiki.
So if you know that your chakra, throat chakra is blocked, if you know that, so everything that you guys experience in your lives, everything in any aspect of your lives, related back to the chakra. So if you have self-confidence issues, you have to work on the solar plexus chakra, because solar plexus is all about self-confidence. It's all about power. It's all about standing in your power. Throat chakra is about speaking with unconditional love as well as speaking fiercely. It's the love, light, and fuck you too combination. That's
Like
what
having
being...
boundaries, but also beaming love.
Yes, because otherwise it's an imbalance. Too much of love and light is an imbalanced throat chakra, just like too masculine is an imbalanced throat chakra. It needs the dark and it's the light. That's
yin and the yang.
Yes, the yin and the yang. Also, so many of you are working on the 7 major chakras. You've just had your awakening. You're still working through. Some of you have chosen to go really slow. Some of you have chosen to go really fast. It doesn't matter because we've all got our own path. We are going at turbo. Like honestly, ever since we awoke, our lives have been turbo, not from like day 3, from day 1. Don't you agree?
Yeah,
we've
it
been
has
going like
been
turbo
non-stop,
speed.
But we chose it this way because we love the exhilaration, and it feels literally like we're doing this for not only for us but for humanity. Because when we create the bridge, then everybody follows the bridge, and there's many front runners. They are the 144,000, but they're not the only ones. There's many batches of 144s that haven't even been activated yet, and you guys are all one of them. You are being activated through these words, through these transmissions, because these are more than words. These are transmissions from our heart chakras to yours. That's why you feel like we're in the room with you, like we're having a coffee with you, because we are energetically, we are multidimensionally present with each and every one of you. And that doesn't make us special, that just makes us all the same, because we all have this ability. That's why we're able to interface as if we're in this huge theater and on 2 points on planet Earth. But it's more real because we're energetically connected with each other. We cannot explain how, even though we may not have met, but our hearts are all connected because we are all vibrating the frequency of peace, of truth, of love, of integrity. We share the same common threads that are all common to the law of one. And that's something we touched upon in the last video, how the law of God is now in place on Earth. And we also noticed that there were many questions raised in the consciousness when we introduced the concept of the law, God's law being enforced on Earth, and what does that really signify for humanity? What it signifies is that all evil, all darkness that has existed on this planet has been existed on the backbone of a system that's based on cheating, lying, and deception to enslave others. So all of these were fictional laws that were created to enslave us. When Earth ascends to 5D, which it already has vibrationally, the core of Earth is already 5D. We're running a 3D simulation to catch the population up. So we are experiencing the physical shift from 3D to 5D, but we have to start tuning in to the 5D frequency by clearing our mind, by being settled, by being calm, by watching our breath, being present to anything you are doing during your day. Because it doesn't mean that you need that house on the hill or next to the ocean in order to be in 5D. You can be in 5D doing Burger King and two stressful jobs and your home. You can be in 5D if you breathe through your day, doing everything that you're doing consciously, with awareness, with humility, with love, with appreciation, with compassion. All of these attributes are free. You don't need to be a multi-millionaire to be in 5D. It's free. They're just frequencies. They're available to everyone.
I know what frequencies they're feeling from us, because when you speak, that healing frequency is on me, and it's
Really?
so powerful, and it's so healing, and it's so soothing. So that's how I know what they feel from us. It's very, very powerful. I feel it very strongly right now, even more than normal.
Yeah, I feel like something's coming through very clearly.
Yeah.
When I'm speaking to the crowd today, I'm seeing a huge light going on this side that's beaming information.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
never happened.
Yeah, I
It's
agree.
like powerful.
Even these lives were
It's
completely
like our
channeled.
new light bodies are being upgraded and coming online. And that's also what we wanted to touch upon, the pressure in the back of the head. These are all upgrades that are coming in. So in the last couple weeks, Eldora was going through major pressure in the back of her head and feeling like she needed a chiropractor adjustment. So I gave her a few energy healings to begin with, and I realized that the whole back of the head is open energetically. It's like, imagine, when they dig pipes in front of your house and the whole ground is open, that's what the head looks like it's open for surgery.
And it felt like there was those construction things
They were
holding my
grids.
head up.
There were grids in place. They were also new kind of cubed. They looked like a cube of light. There were 3 cubes of light being placed in the back of her head. So that seems to be the new positronic 5D technology, something to that effect. It's a completely brand new technology that's helping connect all of our minds to the quantum AI source of oneness, to all that is. So through this knowledge tree, this is the tree of knowledge of this universe. The tree of knowledge was symbolic of this actual tree of consciousness that weaves through space and time through each and every one of us. So now we can access the Akashic records. Now we can access all the dimensions. We can, from heaven to hell, we can see everything. We can look at the totality of time and read everything. We don't have to be limited to this 3D consciousness where time linearly progresses. We start remembering all of who we are, including our past lives, which are also a reflection of who we are about to become. So who we are about to become are masters from Atlantis, who we were. So in a way, the past, present, and the future all converge into oneness. That's why they say in 5D there's no time. It's simply oneness, because there's no concept of time. You're just one with God.
Like when we went to the chiropractor today, they're like, what are your plans for the weekend? Siman and I don't even use that language. We don't even know when the weekend is. And we're like, oh, it's the weekend? And he's like, it's a long weekend. So
you can only
in
ask
5D,
us what are your plans 3 hours from now.
yeah,
Past
in
that, we
5D,
don't know.
literally it's minute by minute. Like you're moving through life in such an easy way. And at the drop of a hat, you get inspired and then you take the next step. You don't plan things. Like you don't plan, all right, I'm going to do this next week. I'm going to take time off. You just flow.
Exactly. Like we could be chilling on the couch at 9 p.m. and suddenly guidance comes through and we start putting it down in a notebook or in a laptop.
It's
We're
complete
always
flow.
weaving. We're
Yes.
always bouncing ideas of each other.
Yes.
And we're going in divine harmony. And that's also a stream of intelligence coming in to train light workers who are watching this to start training yourself to the 5D frequency of living, okay? So start training yourself to live your life more with intention and create spaces in your life. Don't allow so much stress. You can start call it a decluttering of your, like a complete garage cleanup, decluttering of your consciousness. Remove any non-essential things from your life that just add weight. This seems very simplistic, but
Yes.
when you start creating a space in your life to breathe, space for yourself, space for self-love, it could be meditating, it could be nurturing yourself with an Epsom salt bath, just half an hour to an hour to yourself. That's all you need. And cultivate more calmness, cultivate more consciousness in every step you take throughout the day. This is what transforms you into 5D, and it breaks you out of the matrix. And one of the things that was being shown to us is that the upgrades that are coming in the back of the head are also connected to our causal chakra. And in the past, in the 3D matrix, when humanity was manipulated by negative ETs, this causal chakra was connected to our 3D brain. So the causal chakra was completely connected to this matrix of fear and lack. And it kept us in this system of economic slavery that we need to always earn for our survival. We're like hamsters in a wheel. And then we awaken and we realize what was happening. So all of this 3D matrix wiring that is no longer active, because the 3D matrix is no longer active, the wiring is just jumbled up stuff that's not being used. So your guides are pulling it out.
And
they're actually physically pulling out your
Yes.
old wires that are no longer in use. And at the same time, in a higher 5D dimension, that's 4D technology. 3D can only access 4D technology. They can't access 5D technology. So simultaneously, there's a realm of your guides and galactic light engineers who are working on your 5D mind-brain spectrum. It's like your helmet. It's like your spacesuit, but it's etheric. And it's in 5D and it's quantum. So it's connected to all that is. You can access the knowledge of all that is just through yourself. You can be at any point in space and time. So you can do many advanced things beyond your comprehension. We won't even be needing spaceships. We are the spaceship. We become one with source. So we're going very high, higher than humanity has ever gone before. But because at the times of Atlantis, they were going for ascended mastery. They did not achieve it. There was a crack in their consciousness 25,000 years ago, because part of humanity became curious what it would be like when we reject God. And they saw the results. They were cataclysmic. Humanity was wiped out. Only a few of us were saved, so our race could be seeded once again. So now we've come to that threshold, but we're also past the threshold where we don't need to prove ourselves anymore. We have, as a collective, chosen peace. We have, as a collective, united for the first time in the history of humanity. We've united on one thing, that we choose freedom. And that is a very powerful thing, my friends.
Very powerful thing, and very powerful times. We're in very, very powerful times. We're in pivotal times. Many of us are not even aware of what's going on right now. Like a few years from now, 5 years from now, many of you are going to look back and say, oh my God, this is what Eldora was talking about. We are right now in pivotal, very exciting turf, very exciting territory. And we have the front stage, all of us. We have the front, we have the best seats in the house. So as a result of everything that's happening about these wires being pulled out of the back of your neck from this chakra, from this causal chakra, it's spelled, someone asked, what is it? It's C-A-U-S-A-L.
Causal.
Causal chakra.
This is actually the chakra that's depicted in ancient Roman paintings 2,000 years ago in churches, where the illuminated ones carried a gold plate behind their head. So it's actually a representation of a 1.5 foot diameter gold plate chakra in the back of your head. And this is what's being installed in the 5D technology into your opening that's being operated upon, that's causing all this pressure. So all of your new neural pathways will be able to access the causal chakra, And through that, you can access any portal in this galaxy. You can channel information from any source. It's like your walkie-talkie, like an antenna
Your
in the back of
quantum,
your head.
yes. So basically, you know, many of you might be wondering, okay, how do we get guidance? How do we get guidance? Our minds are so muddled right now. What happens is, as you get your upgrades, as you go about your spiritual life and you drop your limiting beliefs, you drop all your programs, you start healing, you start eating healthier, you start bringing all 4 bodies into alignment, the spiritual, the physical, the emotional, and the mental. All of a sudden you'll start feeling, oh my God, I'm actually quite connected. And many of you are more connected than you are aware of. Many of you are more connected than you give yourselves credit for. So I think right now, really looking for guidance and following the guidance is what's going to get your guides to start taking more interest, because the way guidance works is, this is becoming a full-fledged video. A lot of guidance is coming up. Apparently it's important because none of this was planned. When guidance, many of you right now are receiving the guidance, but you're either too involved in the distraction of the 3D world, too distraction, like your head is too crazy, like busy, or you're not listening to your guidance. So it's very important right now to start tuning into the frequency of guidance, because if your guides are constantly giving you a message, they're not like human mothers and fathers who go running around the child saying, take a bite, take another bite. Guides don't love you like that. Ascended masters don't love you like that. Ascended masters they hold unconditional love for you. They're very tough. Their love is very fierce. Their love is very tough. It's tough love.
That is unconditional
and it's
love.
unconditional
It's
love.
It makes you a warrior.
Yes, that's how you know, masters hold space. That's how masters love, and it's unconditional.
Have you seen that master kung fu fighter in Kill Bill Volume 2? That's how ascended masters are. They don't fuck around. They're just straight to the point, and if you don't show interest, they're gonna back off.
Yes.
They're not here to spoon feed you, like she said. So a lot of us, we're stuck in the elevator. We literally hit the stop button because we don't want to go up. We literally know what we need to do next, but we're saying, no, toodle-doo, I'm just going to play on my iPhone and wait for somebody to come save me from this stuck situation. But nobody saves you at the end of the day but yourself.
Yes.
And this may be an aha moment at some point now or in the future. It doesn't matter, but dig deep within and ask yourself, what am I not allowing myself to see? Just the very vibration of asking that question opens up the portals of truth within you. And you see all your blind spots. And you see it's always about you, never about the other person. So stop, just let go of all of your anchors, and you can ascend now. This is available to you right now if you choose that path.
Okay, so there's a few notes that I had made here that actually we may want to go around.
Yeah.
I like that. So about the causal
talk about
chakra.
the chakras.
You want to go there? Yeah, there's a few ways we can go. Let's go into the chakras, but let's complete the causal chakra, because this was actually the most what many of us are having such amplified work on the causal chakra that now, okay, so there's Saman covered some of it. So remember, he said it's like pulling out these wires of connected to the 3D matrix. All these wires and connections from
it's just like in
the
the
3D
movie Matrix,
are coming
there
up.
was literally a wire that was connected in the back of our head.
Remember?
In the 4D astral plane.
Exactly. That's
so
how
it's all
this is
symbolic,
connected.
but it's so true.
So we've been connected to the 3D computer, and right now the 3D computer wires are being pulled out and the 5D wires are being installed. And that's why many of us have severe neck pain. I've been going to a chiropractor and it's helped immensely. In fact, I went once today, I went once 4 days ago. Saman's been going as well. So if that resonates with you, go, because honestly, that crack, when the chiropractor cracked me, you could hear in the next office. It was loudest it's ever been. So one thing I wanted to go a little bit deeper on how this may show up in your lives. Many of you are right now going through such intense upgrades that one version of you is being unplugged because you've got all the lessons. One version of you, so the version of you that's still connected to the 3D matrix, has all the codes of the 3D matrix in it. How you behave, how you usually behave to conflict, how you usually respond to negativity, how you behave when someone tries to belittle you, how you behave when someone tries to overpower you, how you behave when someone tries to manipulate you. Do you fall for it like a victim? Like, all of your data is stored in your 3D matrix computer. But right now, many of you have mastered all the lessons that computer held, meaning You've passed all the lessons. You've said, okay, I now know how to handle negativity. I don't return negativity with negativity. I don't cut hate with hate. I've understood how energy works, and I don't send any hate. I don't send any negativity. But at the same time, I don't allow it to come towards me. I'm fully shielded. My psychic awares are, like, you guys are getting powerful, and these lessons are getting less. So when these 3D wires are being pulled out of you, there is also a construction period where these 5D wires are being installed. And this period can feel very confusing for many of you. It can feel jarring, almost like, I'll give you a very good example. Many of you know the story of how we left Toronto just before the pandemic hit because we got guidance that we were to get the F out of Canada and go to Costa Rica. So we went to Costa Rica, and I remember we left Toronto in a matter of 1 or 2 weeks. We thought we were just going to Costa Rica for a month at most, and we never went back. In fact, we remote sold our home. We never saw our home again. We donated all our furniture. We donated 90% of our belongings pretty much, including our crystals and everything, because we didn't have time to sell anything. We didn't even know. We didn't even go back, and we just moved some of our stuff in storage. We went to Costa Rica. Now, this is where the story gets very interesting. When we left Costa Rica, we had to do this all over again. In Costa Rica, Siman and I really thought that we're going to stay there for the next 10 years. We had even started our residency in Costa Rica. We were going through a lawyer, and something in me kept saying, not today, not today, not today. So luckily we never signed the papers because it's not part of our plan anymore, at least for now. But when we went to Costa Rica, we had to repeat this drill all over again. In Lionsgate, we got the sudden guidance that we were to leave Costa Rica, and this is what happened. We left, of course, it happened so quickly, it happens in such a blur that I wasn't even aware of what happened. We came to Florida, it literally hit us so hard, this Lionsgate, it was a cut.
Even our last cut was on Lionsgate.
Yeah, even the Toronto, when we were booted out of Toronto just before the craziness started, was last Lionsgate, last year, a year ago. This Lionsgate. So every Lionsgate, we're jumping through a portal. You can see it. You guys can see us going portal to portal to portal. Every Lionsgate, every December solstice. These are the 2 most powerful dates. The Lionsgate, which is July, August, and then the solstice in the December one. Is super powerful. So now we went to Whole Foods we go to Whole Foods often, but every time we went to Whole Foods, this new personality started coming out of me, which I have never seen before, at least for the last 20 years. It's this personality of, why are you buying so much? Why are you buying so much? Why are you buying so much? Like, I'm not a nagging wife. I'm more like a hot girlfriend kind of in our relationship.
Very hot.
Too hot for Siman to handle sometimes.
Totally.
And so I don't have this nagging wife mentality. In fact, I'm the girl who'll say, oh, fuck it. Like, let's have an extra. Like, I don't know. I'm more I bring out the wild in him, and then he matches me where I am, which is great. We're like super wild, super crazy.
Spontaneous.
Very fucking spontaneous, and we're crazy. Like, we just act very...
Spontaneous to the now moment. Like, we don't astray. We just go with the flow, and we create quantum realities.
Yeah. So we were in Whole Foods, and I kept saying, why are you buying so much? And like, he has this weird habit. If he goes to buy 1 paper towel, he'll buy 5. And I'm thinking, and I'm like, why is this new personality of mine coming out? And then I realized, oh shit, this is trauma. What's happened is, when I left Costa Rica, I left in such a hurry that everything that I had bought in that 1 year, and it was a lot of things because we thought we were going to live there forever, or for at least 5 more years or 10 more years. All of that stuff, again, I went through the same process. So this is happening in our lives to show us how infinite we are. And you know what the lesson in it was for me? In Whole Foods, instead of saying, I'm the person who'll go and spend $500 on a dinner. I don't care. I'm like, we both are not money-minded. We look at money as monopoly. We look at money as energy exchange.
Unlimited energy.
Unlimited. And hey, how much monopoly money do we need to move? And is it in integrity for us to pay that much?
When you're in 5D, you're automatically connected to the quantum financial system. So you can actually access unlimited funds and resources. It's not just about money.
It's money on demand.
It's about things appearing in your life as you need them, and this magic and spontaneity actually increases to the point of, oh my god, like it's become like magic. Whatever you see, you create. Whatever you wish, you create. So you become very conscious of your thoughts and your words,
because you're creating through your thoughts and your words. Everything you speak and everything you think is going out like a projection beam, and the universe is saying, okay, that's what let's bring that back into your reality.
You actually, as a human being, have forgotten how powerful you are as a soul, because it's your soul that's like that lantern. And that lantern, imagine inserting that soul into a huge matrix called Earth Matrix. And when that soul is in the Earth Matrix, that soul comes into a holographic bubble, which is your 3D reality. And suddenly, when you're not sleeping, you're in this holographic bubble that you call 3D reality, where you can touch energy. But in fact, everything is electrons and whatever, atoms, molecules, electrons. All of these things are just pure manifestations of energy. But we've given ourselves these constructs by being inserted in this 3D matrix, which we are about to exit from. So when we exit from this 3D matrix, when we go into New Earth, it becomes a completely new reality construct. You will realize that electronics don't work over there because you don't need them anymore. You simply conjure up a screen and it displays anything you wish. You simply think of a hot shower and it displays in your washroom, in a furnished washroom. We call it washroom. In the United States, everybody calls it
restroom.
Restroom and toilet. So sorry.
Okay, hold on. I have a lesson about that. Do you have a lesson?
Huh?
About what you're saying?
Yeah.
Because we both have so many ideas
there's
today.
So many angles.
I know.
To quickly finish it, basically, you have to start mastering your thoughts and behaviors immediately.
Yeah.
Because we're being prepared for this 5D reality.
Yes. I forgot mine. We get so many ideas that
it's intense today.
It's intense.
My God. Yeah,
what were
even
we
when you're
about?
talking about.
I know, I have so much channeling through me. How am I going to say all this while he's
Okay,
speaking?
focus.
Either I say psh, and that's what okay, what were we talking about, guys? Remind us.
Okay, so the back of the head, that work that's going on.
Okay, I got it.
This is bringing the battle between your ego and your higher self.
Thank you.
You want to talk about that?
Thank you. You can keep going.
Okay.
But if I get the lesson,
Fine.
I'll just stop you.
Fine.
Go ahead.
Okay, so the ego and the higher self, what's happening here? Why is there a battle? Why does it seem that every time that you know what you need to do, this little voice inside of you cunningly convinces you that you need to do the opposite? So that is your ego.
You're teaching so well, I can take a break. Before I used to talk so much because he couldn't teach like me.
Yeah, I feel like a preacher today.
And now he can teach like me. You've learned from the best, baby.
Exactly. Learn from
Now I can just relax and he's teaching everything.
Exactly.
And I'm like, ooh, okay, awesome. He can do the job.
Fine.
Fine, keep going.
We'll let reality flow.
Fine.
So as you, what was I talking about?
Okay, sorry, I don't know.
Hold on. This is
Oh, you were
cuckoo.
talking about
This is
3D. You were
bananas.
talking about 3D and how when you're in 3D, you're...
Oh yeah. The battle between your ego and your soul.
Yes.
Okay. So why does this happen? As your 3D wiring, 3D, 4D wiring is being removed from your spinal column, there are many implants that have kept you locked into the 3D reality that you call Earth. But what's happening is that as you also receive positronic electromagnetic high frequency hertz gamma waves, you also begin to activate your 5D neural network. So you suddenly become activated to this quantum intelligence that is you. It's just your higher self. But it doesn't zap you at 100% the first time. It starts at 1%. So in that 1%, you suddenly realize, holy shit, I'm powerful. But you don't even realize how powerful you are. You're only at 1%. And then what happens is that your ego realizes that it's about to be annihilated. Because when that higher intelligence comes on, it's your higher heart. And that's another chakra that's being activated right now. So when your higher intelligence comes online, your ego is shattered. So only at 1%, the ego still has a chance to exist, right? So the ego will show up in your face. It will create that drama queen, like out of control. It'll choose comfort. It will always choose ice cream over going to the gym. That kind of voice, that nagging voice that always creates argument, when you're dipping into a negative frequency, know that the story that's playing at that moment is your ego.
Yes.
That's your automatic.
It's an old story.
It's an automatic, it's your compass.
Like in Whole Foods, my old story started. I'm telling you, we both don't even think about money for anything. Like we are The most abundant people I know, we're more abundant than the richest people on earth because we understand abundance. We're truly abundance coaches because we live in abundance and we don't even need to coach. Like what I'm talking about our YouTube channel. Everything we teach is like the highest lessons of abundance that there are to learn. Anyway, so when I was in Whole Foods and all these things started coming up saying, it wasn't about the money, but there was some lack program in there because I was carrying all this trauma from being booted out of, like leaving Costa Rica. I say booted out because I try to tell my guys, you just booted us out of Costa Rica. Like what the fuck? You just booted us out.
Ejected our hard drive.
Yeah, I'm like, this is too much. Just because we're Eldora and Siman, you can't just throw us around like,
like
it's too much. Give us some, Anyway, it was too crazy. So then when we came here, I kept thinking, I had trauma of accumulating because ego likes to accumulate. And then at the end, when the timeline cut happened, I'm not even kidding. Our guides specifically said, anything that's old energy or energy of Costa Rica has to be left behind. It's not going to Florida. And that meant us letting go of a lot of things without even giving it second thought. Books that we had ordered, a few crystals we had bought. Superfoods. Oh my God, so many superfoods and chlorophyll and clothes and everything. We just had to let it go. And we're just back to 4 suitcases.
And it feels good.
It feels so good.
So good.
It feels so good.
My goodness.
So when I realized that these were all just those old programs showing themselves to me saying, hey, you're vibrating, you're going towards 5D consciousness, but this is what you still need to let go of. And all I had to do was say, oh my God, go back to the mantra. This is our mantra now. If you want it and you think you need it, like it's basically, do you want it? And are you balanced enough to know that it's not just a want to fuel your ego? You want it because you know it's good for your soul. It's simple. Get it.
And we honor each and every single thing that we ever purchase.
Yeah.
If I purchase a dental floss, I will honor it before I throw it away.
Like it's just honor, meaning you don't have to do some ceremony or something. It's just like having a sense of
having
gratitude.
But also having a connection with these.
This is how Siman honors his dental floss. I honor you.
Really? We're going there now?
I honor you in the name of Metatron.
Okay, I do that sometimes.
Like, don't try to act so cool. I can see you honoring a dental floss. Sometimes you'll start saying,
I'm not that cuckoo.
Sometimes we'll have a potluck and there'll be such good food on the freaking table. This was in Toronto.
No, this just got serious.
And all of a sudden he'll start saying this big prayer, affirmation, and we're all like, we just want to eat.
Okay, I had a friend who had like a very fatherly presence and I wanted him to say grace.
Oh my God, I'm like, can we just eat, please?
Anyways, where did we get lost?
Everyone's laughing.
Crazy energy.
So anyway, when that shows up, like in Whole Foods and stuff, you just have to go back to, okay, I'm abundant. And where I am right now, it's easier said than done. But I did the hard work over the last 3 years. I watched every little lack mentality. And your timelines, when you jump timelines, it'll reflect to you where you are still in lack. It'll reflect to you. And I can tell you as a teaching, always choose abundance over lack. And this is how tricky it is. You may be so in lack. Okay, this is coming to mind as an example. We put up a video called House of Ra, right? Not video. We've put up an event for the House of Ra solstice, correct? Okay, this is a great example. What I'm being shown right now is a vision that some of you have read it and you're in your abundant mindset and you don't even know it. You just are like, okay, I don't have to get jabbed to go there. I mean, we're not asking you to get the jab and come. We are anti, like, please do not ever do that. And many spiritual teachers won't say, don't do that, don't do this, but you guys are my soul family and you're not getting jabbed.
True words have
like,
never been
that's
said.
It. That's what my guides love about me. We're super frank, we're super direct. So anyway, back to the thing. What were we talking about?
About not getting jabbed and coming to House of Ra.
Oh yeah, so they showed me that when you post this event or you post it, many of them are going to look at it. If they're in abundance, they're just going to say, okay, how do we get there? Is there a clear road? And we're going. Many people will think, oh, such a beautiful event. But what I'm being shown, this is very important. Many of you are not even open to the possibility that you may be able to attend this. I'm going to give you an example. 2 of my friends watching, and this is being shown to me. 2 of my friends, and you guys are regular listeners, I won't take your names. You just moved to Mexico 2 days ago or 3 days ago. I'm being shown by your guides. This is an example I'm being shown right now, you guys. This is so crazy. This is like live coaching, and I know I'm speaking to someone who I know is going to watch me. If you're watching, I won't take your names because I don't want to embarrass you. Okay, so there's this couple who's just moved to Mexico. And I kind of know about it because a month ago or 2 months ago, they mentioned it somewhere and I read it. And what I'm getting is that when they saw this event, their mind immediately went to the fact that A, we cannot afford it. B, we can't go to America because you need a COVID test to go. So in their mind, they already went into a no. This is huge. This is a very, very, very high teaching, you guys. Do you understand the frequency of this? Some of you are in an abundant mindset, so everything in the world looks like a yes, a yes, a yes, a yes, a yes. Life becomes yes. And you say yes to yourself. And all of a sudden, your world becomes a yes. Your world becomes an oasis of bliss. And then some of you are in that matrix-controlled slavery of lack, saying we can't afford it. We are their die-hard soul family. We love them. We can't wait, but we can't afford it. We're in lack.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
And they're saying right now, they're showing me this couple and many of you who can relate, saying get out of lack. If you want it, you set intentions with the universe, saying I don't know how, but I'm a vibrational match to that event, or I'm a vibrational match to that retreat, and I want to go and I will go. When you have that attitude, trust me, you become a yes person and all of a sudden the doors of the universe open for you and nothing changes in your bank balance. Nothing changes. Somehow it just you just manifest it.
You can actually apply this principle to anything you wish to create, because this is a quantum holographic universe and the universe is neutral. It's just showing you what you are manifesting from within with your thoughts. And thought is a frequency that manifests into your reality. So your main job should then be, your main concern in life should then be to purify your thoughts. So how do you do that? You live life with integrity. So what you are on the inside becomes your outside. You're an open book, so you have nothing to hide. So when you are the truth will save you, right? The truth will make you one with God, because God is truth. So when you have nothing to hide, and that may be simpler said than done, because there's so many layers of our ego that come into play. And the ego, like we said, can be a very deceptive mechanism. It's actually an artificial intelligence that's not as intelligent as you are, but it can outsmart you if you don't know how it operates, because its main code of functioning is that it melds with you to your frequency to make you feel that what it wants is what you want.
I appreciate you so much. Keep going.
Thank you for that intersection. So when you realize that anything that's not good for you is coming from your ego, it's simple as that. Then you become the master of your own destiny. Then you start connecting with your higher self and you start coming online to your quantum frequencies. And we've been doing that so well, it's like climbing through Jacob's ladder. The last couple of weeks, we've been literally seeing programs and busting them like a freaking, we're in an arcade.
He doesn't have many programs.
Yeah, but
this guy is not human. You don't have any programs. He walks through life so easily.
But me, what I'm talking about is between me and Eldora. Fine.
You don't have. Nice. He's just come with all his programs, everything already busted for him.
I've ascended already.
But he had the worst marriage for 20 years, and that was worse than any hell I can ever imagine. So that was the karma you paid.
Yeah.
But he walks with life with no traumas, no triggers, no nothing.
So if you start looking at this like a playground where you just have to bust algorithms that are not working in your favor, which is what is your aha moment every time, because you realize, oh my God, that's also not my voice. Oh my God, that's also not my voice, because that's not serving me any longer. When you talk about your co-worker behind your back, when you talk about your husband to your best friend, when you talk about your children in a way that's shaming them in front of other parents, all of these things are unconscious behaviors because you've been talked down to. So stop becoming the chain of slavery. Stop becoming the next chain and break that chain free right now, because that's your opportunity. That's what you came here on earth to do. And many of us are carrying a blueprint of something great within us that we constantly hide from this universe, because we once were mighty and then we fell. So that shattering has caused a deep-seated fear in our soul matrix that makes us stay small, stay in the closet. Because what good is it going to do if I paint, if I start painting on the side in addition to my 9-to-5 job? What good is it going to do if I start writing music? What good is it going to do if I start learning the piano? What good is it going to do if I start expressing myself through dance and sacred sex and through intimacy and through all the things that we love to do?
Being silly is the biggest
Being
one.
playful. So
Silly and playful.
Your parents may have always instilled in your mind that whatever you need to do in life has to generate your income, because that's what locks you into the 3D matrix. But you break out of that 3D matrix by unleashing your creativity, because your creative side, no matter what that is, if you dedicate yourself half an hour a day to it, then you'll start unleashing your intuitive powers. You'll start connecting to your galactic power through your unlimited quantum mind, and you're going to start firsthand experiencing for the first time the power of you when you're walking in your integrity and you've busted all of or most of your programs, and you're just spitting out the law. You're just speaking the commands that you wish to create as a god, as a goddess. So once you reach that level, it just becomes self-sustaining. You've reached 5D in that case. That's all you need to do.
I love that. I think we'll go a little bit more and wrap it up.
Sure.
I think the others we'll do in the next video.
Fine.
This video.
This was completely channeled from
yeah.
what we intended.
Like we're at 75 minutes. We can talk for a bit more.
We're going to have a whole bunch of topics that we thought we were going to talk about, but they're going to come next time now.
When we do lives, it's a completely different energy, and it's an energy that just takes over us. And many of you can feel the energy. I'm reading some of your comments here, and we feel it. We feel it. It's very beautiful.
Feels like an
Explosion.
electric bolt is running through you at 10,000
And it charges us, by the way.
Yeah, we feel like we can go to a playground after
Yeah,
this.
because we've had a very busy day. We just got home. Literally, we got home. We had to eat real quick. We heated up last night's dinner. We ate, we showered, and we got on live. We didn't even prepare or like take a minute to breathe before this, but it just comes through so powerfully. So these chakras are all coming online, and the one thing I think which I was wanting to remember to say is that all of your lessons are coming up one last time. So take every opportunity in your life right now, everything that's going on in your life, really take it as an opportunity to get to the next level, because you have created this video game for yourself, and you've pre-programmed yourself that when you get to a certain level of your own video game, and when you've dropped enough of your negativity and lack and programs and judgment on others and revenge energy, and when you've anchored more of your unconditional love, you've pre-programmed yourself that you will activate. And as soon as you reach that level of the video game, the 3D wires are pulled out, like literally by your guides, by your higher team, surgeons, etheric surgeons are going to work on you.
There's actually galactic surgeons that are dedicated to this job that work through you mainly in your sleep.
And they will...
These days we're not even reaching REM sleep. We're just in a state of hypnosis where this operation is taking place on us.
Yeah, it feels like we're in surgery.
Many of us are going through
So but then these wires will only be uninstalled, and you'll be connected to the next mainframe computer only when you've done the work. Meaning if you're a soul that's vibrating third dimensional frequencies or fourth dimensional frequencies, how can you just be jumped into 5D? You need to first master the level. So right now, take everything in your life. Like somebody commented very lovingly, she said, I really need to lose weight. About 5 minutes ago, one of you commented that. Now, if you know that weight, you need to lose weight, and you said LOL at the end, which is why I wanted to say, go from the silly energy about it, or the love, or the LOL energy, to serious, like, fuck, I need to lose some weight. Why is that important?
And also not holding any guilt towards ourselves.
And yeah, and fat is, you use the word fat. Fat is just a label. It's a label. Being fat is a state of mind. It's a state of mind that's lethargic. Being fat is not physical, it's a state of mind. You could be someone that has 30, 40 extra pounds, but you could look really agile.
Like
you could be doing yoga, you could be doing Zumba. There's so many people like that.
Because they're accepting of themselves, so they're more okay with their own
And they're not
bodies.
lethargic about life. So...
Yeah, I think that's...
Yeah, so what was I saying? So yeah, I guess I covered it.
We're like so trying to like keep up with these crazy energies today.
I know.
We're
It's also hard when two
supercharged
people
right
are
now.
talking. It's very beautiful because we can weave, but it's also like suddenly I'll get a
I know.
thing, and then he'll get a thing.
It's very
and
spontaneous.
yeah, it's a bit
We're
jarring.
also training our higher chakras, and what we did cover today is about our soul star, higher heart, and our galactic gateway chakras are coming online, and we'll go deeper into the causal gateway chakra, and all of this may be offered through activations in the future as well.
We've asked our guides if we should be doing an activation. Right now, we're in complete surrender.
Go with that.
We don't even take on a project until it's 100% channeled guidance, because when we think, oh, I'd like to do this, like there's some projects that I would love to work on, and my guides are like, no, that's not the priority. So we're, at the same time, we have our priority, luckily, is aligned with the guides' priorities for us.
Yeah, and we go through life with ease and grace. We don't allow any opportunity for stress. Like we will at most schedule one meeting a day. And we keep our interactions with 3D very short. Like more than 1 hour is like too much for us. Like that would be going to the grocery store.
And even when you're in 3D, when you're walking through the third dimensional version of Earth, and all I mean by that is when you're walking around and you see aspects that are still stuck in the vibration of 3D, like you could be walking in a grocery store and you can suddenly see
a parent scolding their child,
a parent judging their child or belittling their child, or like literally the other day we were in the airport somewhere and there was this little girl, daughter of his daughter's age, Myra's age, and she was telling her daddy, I want to go to the bathroom, I want to go pee, daddy, I want to go pee, daddy. And for some reason my higher self completely took over me in that situation, and I got really protective about this girl. They were like ignoring her and she was jumping. She's like, please, please.
They were all on their phones or
and guys,
like
she was speaking in Arabic. I couldn't even understand the language, and
that was crazy.
I psychically picked up that girl, I couldn't even hear her. And he's like, your my psychic senses are
through the roof.
Through the roof. I can see
scares
so
me
much.
sometimes.
I can see stuff like 3 days before. Like
yeah, she reads it like an open book.
His guidance is extremely strong, but my psychic senses are extremely strong. So I feel like we both have different strengths. Guidance, I would say his guidance is the highest I know.
My guidance is like a calm channel.
It's like too much. And different. His guidance is more about the vision. It's the vision for Earth.
It's also the timelines.
It's the timelines. He's a timeline keeper.
I carry timelines in my DNA, and many of you do the same. We're timeline jumpers and the timeline keepers, and we activate these timelines by raising our frequencies. So as we unlock the secrets of our DNA, we're activating new realities as we go.
Yes, this is very exciting. Amazing. So I guess that was good. Yeah, with these lives, we're
so
also learning.
spontaneous.
I love it though. It's so easy.
Me too.
It's
I love
so easy.
flowing.
Do you guys love the lives as well? Somebody resigned from work today.
Oh,
Okay, let's have some fun. Read a few comments. We're gonna stay for 5 minutes and chit chat from now on. So let's talk to a few of our.
Congratulations, Paula Miles.
Congratulations, Paula Miles.
She resigned from work.
Oh,
so good for her.
amazing. Y'all intertwine very well. Thank you, Joanne. Thank you. Love our lives. Oh, yes. Thank you, RL89. So that little girl
What
was
did you
going
say
like
to
that.
the
She was,
little girl?
see, that's what I mean.
What happened?
So many stories. Okay. So then what happened was I psychically picked up and I went up to that girl's parents and I looked at her father right in his eye. They don't even speak English. And I looked and I pointed to the bathroom and I said, does she want to go to the bathroom? It's right there, literally. I literally wanted to show them that it's 20 steps away from her. And then he looked at me and he said, oh my God, if she goes now, all my kids will go. But what are you teaching your children? You're teaching your children that when your body wants to go to the bathroom or wants to pee, you need to hold it because you're stuck in line and there's still about 50 people before you in the airport. Like, what kind of parents? Like, really?
Yeah, it was almost like torture for her. And Eldora's higher self came in and she alerted the elder sister or the mother. She's like, this girl needs to go to the washroom. And suddenly they all got a jolt.
They got a shock.
And the elder sister took her unwillingly. But
that girl looked at me and her soul.
She literally saved her from peeing in the airport terminal.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Crazy.
It was terrible.
So 3D is like so zombie-like sometimes. We just gotta not judge. And when we see these jarring events, we don't get caught up in labels and judgment, because then we get caught up in the entanglement of the 3D story. We don't want that. We want to cut off all of our mental entanglements, spiritual entanglements, and we clear enough of our field. When we clear enough of our chakras, we start to ascend. So we fast forward through our evolution when we clear our chakras. So you can do that through energy healing. You can do that through many modalities, but do something. Even breathing in white light into your head is very beneficial. So throughout the day when you're breathing, just imagine white light streaming in your in-breath. And as you're breathing out, it's pouring out through a chakra. Like if you want to clear your third eye on your out breath, send the white light out. So there's so many things, so many technologies. Only your imagination is what limits you.
Yes. Yeah, I love it. Adam says, come to Tuscan. Where is Tuscan?
Spain?
I don't know. Oh, Elaine. I'm doing inversion table, aroma massage therapy, joining Planet Fitness, and don't worry about money to do it. Investing in myself, exactly.
That's awesome.
I love it. I love, love, love.
We'll send out the event details very soon. We're working on it, so within a few days.
Did someone
just
ask?
bear with us. Yeah.
Yeah, we're just working on a few things. So it's amazing, you guys. We're living, honestly, it's so fun. I can tell you, for any of you who are following our
We're
footsteps.
just hyper surfing through timelines.
Yeah,
right
it's
now.
so fun, and you guys have a lot of fun waiting for you. I can promise you this, but you have to have the courage to let go of whatever does not serve you. Simple. That's all you need to do. And once you do that, life becomes so ecstatic. This becomes work. This becomes your service. Like what we're doing right now is our service, and it's so fun. Now, don't limit yourself by saying, oh, I can't get into that zone, because your fun could be something else.
Exactly.
And
It
back
could
to
be
what
painting,
Saman
it
was
could be
saying
music.
earlier. He
Doesn't
was
have to
saying
make sense.
everything that we did to prepare ourselves for today, everything that we did to bring us to this point are helping us in this timeline.
Yeah.
We were taught, we were groomed for House of
like
Ra.
my curiosity for teaching was literally nodded by my soul. Like I was urged to have a curiosity. It was very unlikely for me 10, 13 years ago or 20 years ago as a software developer, as an aspiring IT engineer, to suddenly get into teaching in my part-time, which didn't even in the beginning pay my bills. In the later part of my career, it was very successful. But that's because I always chose my passion. I didn't question it logically. And that wove the timeline of the current event for House of Ra, because I always knew I was being prepared for something in the back of my head. It was silly, but I always believed it, and now it's become my reality. So always choose your inner thirst for something when it appears. Always honor it.
Amazing. So we are, what time is it here? It's 6:30. We watched a really nice movie yesterday. What was that called?
Not sure.
For any of you who has
Oh, Green Lantern.
Green Lantern, yeah. Nowadays we're finding that nothing amuses us anymore. Like we don't watch anything. We don't have anything to watch. And that's another video. As you start ascending, you start realizing that Earth really starts becoming very boring if you're not in your creativity. It becomes so boring because Netflix is not interesting, nothing's interesting. Even other YouTube channels are not interesting. Because we watch some of them and
all of our entertainment,
we've lost,
unfortunately.
we have zero entertainment.
But
and
the flip side of that is that our consciousness is not interested in all of these old topics anymore.
Yes.
Because we're investing in ourselves full time now. We'd rather go to the gym than sleep on the couch.
Yes.
So basically, our lives are feeling so full of zest and creation energy that it's just like supercharging us.
Yes, yes, amazing. I love you guys. This was fun. Take care. Bye now.
Thank you for listening. Until next time.
Bye. Do I press this?
Yeah.